Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today our guest is Glendora. Glendora, introduce yourself, what you do, who are you, and what you do.
Well, what up, though? Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Glendora Dvine. I'm a licensed professional counselor, board certified in mental health. I am also a business coach to therapists. So I am a therapist for the therapist, especially in private practice.
That's nice.
What I do.
That's good. That's great. So, now guide us a little bit on what inspired you to start this business.
So I always felt like I was a server. I was always the one that's always trying to help somebody. So that honestly put me into the field of counseling. So I basically can now just be in people business and get paid for it instead of just doing it for free. With that being said, what I noticed is that telemental health was a new way to actually bring income into my private practice. And so with that in 2014 is when I became board certified in telemental health. As you know, a lot of people end up getting into counseling when COVID hit. And a lot of people started doing telehealth counseling in 2019. So I was already in there doing it. So what I decided to do was start to teach the therapists since COVID had hit and so many of them had jumped into telehealth, actually how to do it ethically and understand the foundations of telehealth. So that's what I do now is I do a lot of public speaking on how to use telehealth and build a rapport with your clients as well as how to stand out in the crowd as a leader in mental health.
Great. So, can you let us know about a few of the services under the DS Georgia?
So the services that I actually provide is cognitive behavior therapy and EMDR therapy. Now, along with me doing therapy and coaching a therapist, what I also started to realize is that the therapists need to not get burnt out by focusing on one client after one client after one client. So what I actually started to do was teach therapists how to create income and be profitable, sustainable, and marketable in private practice by using what they know to actually create workshops that are therapeutic. So that's where I created this event that's called Laugh Out Loud Therapy. It's a therapeutic workshop and a professional comedy show. So we use the diagnosis that we actually diagnose people with in therapy, and we just educate the community about it in a interactive workshop and to make it fun and not dread it because it is talking about mental health and diagnosis. We actually hire a professional comedian to come in and entertain us in the midst of it. So it's really a fun engagement. And we actually going to have one come up February 10th, and that will be our 9th one that we have put on. So I provide the counseling specified in depression, anxiety, and trauma. And that is where the cognitive behavior therapy and the EMDR come in. And then I switch over to coaching therapists, teaching them how to literally be profitable, sustainable, and marketable in our field. And with that generated Laugh Out Loud Therapy, where I teach them how to go out and put on these workshops that really catapult people from one level to the next, as well as making them laugh out loud the entire time.
Yeah, I believe this is a very, very difficult task when there is something to create fun and making someone smile is one of the difficult thing I believe. So, how important it is like making someone smile while you are doing some behavioral therapy?
So the thing about it is that we as humans are prone to negativity. So
Yeah.
we will talk about negative stuff first. We will, even if something positive happened to us, we will still talk about the negative stuff before we'll
Yeah.
talk about the positive stuff. So what I am trying to really get to people is that laughter is really the best medicine. And honestly, we have joy in the inside of us. So we just have to laugh more, smile more. So I really try and use humor in my counseling agency when I am seeing clients, and in my coaching practices when I'm talking to therapists and coaching them, mentoring them, as well as in Laugh Out Loud therapy and the therapeutic workshops. We are not laughing enough. We're not using those muscles enough. So that's why I really try and incorporate that into my practice.
So, what do you believe? What sets you apart from other similar businesses in the industry?
So I believe truly what sets me apart in my field, the mental health field, is that I am visible. And when I show up visible, I'm confident and I continue to put myself around other people that help me become more competent in my business. And that is what I turn around and try and teach the other therapists on how to do that exactly the same way. So I think another thing that makes me unique and different in my business is that I'm showing up truly authentically as me, who I am. So I already know that I am not the best fit for everybody, and that's okay with me. I'm totally fine with that. So I'm totally okay with even telling the client, whether it be a coaching client, whether it be a client that's coming in for therapy, we're not a good fit. Let me refer somebody else to you. Let me send you somewhere else, because I really want to protect my energy and my time and my peace. So that's why I want to stay true to who I am, and I truly believe that we're not, everybody is not fit for everything, and there's too many people in the world for us to get caught up on one person that is not a good fit. There's
Yeah,
too many other ones out there that are.
yeah, makes sense. So, you are like your audience is what is your particular audience? I believe your audience is therapist and direct customers as well, or again, you don't entertain the direct customers.
So my audience is primarily for the coaching is actually mental health professionals. So it
Okay.
may be a psychiatrist, it may be a psychologist, it's anybody in our mental health field. So that's who I help build, scale, and grow their private practices. Also, my clientele far as therapy is just individuals who are literally seeking to do something different, change something, or feel that they are stuck. Those are my ideal clients. So I do individual therapy. I do men and women, children 13 and up. And then with the children, the parent has to be willing to go through therapy themselves and not feel like they are just putting a child in therapy in order
Mhm.
to be a client of mine.
Completely makes sense. So, in terms of and as an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur divides their plans in different quarters, like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So, what are your plans in next, for Q1 and Q2?
Okay, so right now, so every quarter, I will host a Laugh Out Loud therapy event, therapeutic workshop, and professional comedy show. Each one, I change the therapist and I change the comedian because I want to keep it fresh and hot. So, and we always change the topic as well because we always hitting on some level, some type of disorder, diagnosis. So each quarter, I do plan on having a Laugh Out Loud therapy event. I also have sent in the information to have the Laugh Aloud therapy become a nonprofit. So hopefully that's going to come on back. And with that coming back, I can do a lot more with it for the community. The other plans that I have for second quarter and third quarter is honestly speaking engagement. I do a lot of public speaking about mental health. I am truly innovative in how I think about mental health and how I try and bring it to us for us to understand and normalize it. So I have applied for, so far in the first quarter, I have applied for 4 speaking engagements that's going to hit second and third quarter. So I'm putting it out there and allowing God's will to be done.
Makes sense. So, in terms of your challenges, because every entrepreneur faces challenges. Like doing business without challenges is not possible at all. So, can you please share a challenge that you have, the biggest challenge that you have faced or you are facing right now?
So one of the biggest challenges that I am facing, which is kind of common for a lot of therapists in private practice, is that when we go through the holiday seasons, our caseloads really slows down. But with
Mhm.
therapy, it's not ethical for us to be calling people telling you, hey, you want to come in and see me? You want to come in and talk to me. That's not how it happened. So we just came out of the holidays, and today is actually another holiday. So what we got going on is like just slow roster. So which affects our income. Because when we don't see people, we don't get paid. So that is one of the biggest challenges that we have, is just that I have like that, just maintaining a steady sense stream of income with clientele in the counseling agency during the holiday seasons. One thing that I was talking to my spouse earlier today, honestly, is that we really need to start lobbying as mental health professionals. We need to start lobbying about these insurance companies. Now, what I'm saying is that we need to have them where they are mandatory to pay out on the 1st and the 15th, or the 15th and the 30th every month. Because right now, how they pay out, each one is different. So they sporadic. It's like you get change every time you turn around. It's like, oh, here's $100, here's $300. So it's not really, guaranteed lump sum where you can like say, I'm gonna pay this on this time with this income. And I really feel like that's because of how it was actually set up and structured in legislating. Oh, I can't say the word. Is legislation, girl? Ooh, can't get it out today, huh? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
law. So we need to fix it.
yeah.
We need to fix it. And the only way we can fix it if we start lobbying against how the insurances are paying out, how they are paying out. I think that's a big problem with a lot of mental health clinicians, and how we are not being able to maintain or try a private practice, or try and
Mhm.
maintain a private practice due to
Yeah.
how we are actually getting paid. So if we can, it was a point where we had to do a lot of lobbying for the insurance companies to pay us to use telehealth. And that happened when we came through this COVID, and then they started, oh, let's change the laws real quick and let's mandate these insurance companies pay these mental health professionals to use telehealth. But we need to do that related to actually how they pay out and when they should have the money paid out, because this is a real true profession and it's really in need. We are essential workers, but our pay, it doesn't feel like that. And a
Mhm.
lot of therapists get burnt out trying to make the pay, trying to they overwork themselves. They because it's like, I'm just trying to make ends meet and get paid. But I have to see 8, 10 people a day in order to do that. And it's just not realistic. That's just, it's not healthy for the therapist. It's
Yeah.
not healthy actually for the client. So we need to figure out another way to just honestly try and honor pay scale for mental health professionals. That's one of the biggest challenges that I have, and as well as, and honestly, that was one of the reasons that I created the coaching program, because I wanted to show them like, hey, use telehealth like this so you can actually learn how to get paid off of. You can profit it from it. Not only that, think outside the box, and so you can create passive products like this, like that. And I've showed them how, far as books and worksheets, and so you can get paid from them, as well as therapeutic workshops. Not just a workshop, but I want you to make it therapeutic, so it
Mhm.
go in alignment with what we do already, which is mental health. But I'm really like trying to figure out like how mental health professionals in the field can literally survive in the field as we continue to serve so many people, with the pay not being substantial to actually help us to sustain.
I believe insurance might not be covering most of the things in terms of mental health, therapies, or other things. So, like, I'm curious how these things are being covered. Yeah, this completely makes sense that this can be the reason that professionals are not able to earn well. But like, what is their way of marketing? How you are marketing, how the professionals are marketing their work to get the attention of other people? Because I believe there must be a gap where there is an education required. Maybe educational campaigns are required. Awareness campaigns are required, because maybe I don't know that whatever I'm feeling at this point, if I'm feeling something bad, there can be a cure about it, but I don't know about it. So there must be these sort of cases as well. So what do you say on
You
it?
know what, Clarcine, it's when we go through school for as a mental health professional, they teach us all about the clinical part. So they
Hmm.
literally don't teach us anything about the business part. They don't teach us
Hmm.
anything about marketing yourself. And so once we graduate with our graduate degree, the first thing we have to do is go and get an internship that lasts 3 years. And
Hmm.
so, with that being said, you have to go work for somebody else for 3 years. And with that, again, you're not thinking about yourself after the 3 years are up. You're pretty much falling into the rabbit hole of literally just continuing to work for somebody else. And that is a problem because the reality of it is you have just as much credential and what the person that you're working for, you got what they got. So now you really can do this for yourself and not get that pay cut for you. Yeah, you can get all the pay, but
Hmm.
they don't teach us how to go out and be business owners, entrepreneurs, marketers, digital creators. They don't teach us that. And that's truly why I went into coaching mental health professionals because I've been in it since 2010. So I did a lot of this work by myself. I did a lot of this groundwork. So what I do in my coaching program, I just like lay it out. This is what you need to do step by step. Here, let's do this. This is where you at. Let's do this. But I try and make it where it's truly fitting that particular therapist. So whatever is inside that therapist passionate, that's what I want them to bring out because I move authentically. This is just who I
Hmm.
am. So this is how I move. So I want them to move like that because that's when they're going to really get their ideal clients coming to them, staying
Yeah.
with them, and healing from them. So it's truly it's a work in progress that we have to all try and work together. But I'm glad you're giving me this platform to talk about it because the more we talk about it, the more noise that can be made, and hopefully somebody is listening.
Yeah, completely makes sense. So, what advice do you have for the individuals who are looking to enter or succeed in this industry?
So my main advice is my method that I use is the VCC method. Be visible, be
Hmm.
visible, be confident when you show up, okay? And be competent in how you're moving, how you're doing business. And that means that you're going to have to invest in yourself, invest in a business coach, invest in a mentor, invest in continuing education, invest. Go into rooms where it costs to be in that room. Be around those people so you can learn how to be more competent in how you're moving about your business. You can't learn this stuff if you don't get in the room. And these rooms are not free. They're not supposed to be free because a
Yeah.
lot of stuff is happening in these rooms that are next level. And in order for you to hit next level, you gotta go up. You gotta actually show up and you gotta show up ready, not trying to get ready. That's why I said reach out to a coach, reach out to a mentor and hire them. Invest that into yourself so you can become marketable, profitable, and sustainable in your private practice because we need more mental health clinicians. We need to see you guys. We need to see you out here. Too many people are in need and they still don't know how to reach out and get to you. That's another reason why I created Laugh Out Loud Therapy. It's a community event, so it happens in my community. But the reality of it is, it's another resource for people who actually go to therapy and who don't go to therapy to come and get some therapeutic help. So they need to see us and they need to see our faces. And the reality of it is, we're not visible. We're not visible enough, which makes me want to ask you guys, what made you guys reach out to me?
Obviously, we were looking for some entrepreneurs who are more who can inspire someone and who can give some inspiration to others.
Yeah. And say yeah, and say it again. And then the only reason it happened really because you kept seeing me popping up. You kept seeing me. And we met on LinkedIn, but
Yeah.
I stay visible, and I'm showing up confident. I'm bringing value. I'm
Yeah.
trying to help us, I'm trying to show mental health clinicians you can do this, and this is how. This is one of the ways you should. This is the
Yeah.
one of the ways you can, shake off the fears of not knowing of I never did this before or I'm not comfortable with that. Get uncomfortable and get great.
Yeah, completely makes sense. In fact, in this case, I can share a little bit story from our side as well. Like me and Dan, I'm doing this business since many years ago, and Like I have another business, like software development business. So we are doing this business since many years ago. And last year when I started this with Dan, then not last year, but in 2022. Yeah. So at that time, we started this again and we were facing a lot of challenges. Then we hired coaches. So this is not a problem, not a shameful thing, not something depressing, or not something expensive that you have to spend on your own business. You have to spend on your own self. So whenever you are spending on your own self, on your own business, this is never gonna waste it all. So we hired some coaches, and even till now we are with the coaches. Like there are two coaches who are working with us throughout the time. And obviously these things gives you very good advices, very good kickstarts. And obviously this is never gonna be a waste of money or waste of time at all. So I'm
Nope.
evident. I'm witness to this. I'm witness
Yeah,
to this.
yeah, because the thing about it too is that you can always write it off. It's an investment. It's part of the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But the thing about it too is like when you do put your money down, you take it more serious than when you go
Yeah.
and ask somebody, could you mentor me? Or can I just ask you this question? Oh, don't do that. Put your money down so you can honestly step into it like, okay, let me get this information. Let me take
Yeah.
action and do what you just said do. Let me see how this works for me, because all you have to do is it don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just got to find a wheel that goes all the way around.
Exactly. Completely makes sense. So thanks, Glendora. Thanks for joining us today. It was really nice to talk to you. I really enjoyed it. So please let people know how they can reach you. Please, if you can share your social media handles or the website. Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
awesome. So, hey, reach out to me if you can. I would love to talk to you, especially if you are a mental health clinician and you are looking to build, scale, and grow in your private practice. I would love to help you do that. Just reach out to me at dsgeorgia.com. That's D in David, S in Sam, Georgia spelled all the way out.com. And my social media handles is actually my name. Keep it simple. So it's Glendora Dvine, D in David, Vine. Okay, I would love to hear from you. I want to help you go to your next level. I want you to be visible, confident, and competent in your business because it matters. You matter in our lives. We are essential workers, but people have to see us in order to believe that we can be there for them and do what we're supposed to do. We only have one life, so we must live, not just exist.
Thanks, Glendora. Again,
You're
really nice
welcome.
talking to you. See you
You
again.
too. Thank
Have
you.
a good day. Bye bye.